Welcome back. Glad to see you in STEAM class again today. The last couple of weeks we've been focusing on the S, science, and T, technology in STEAM. This week we're going to continue with science and technology, and we're going to add in the E for engineering. So in the past, we've been going outside and doing nature explorations for the science part. And for technology, you've learned how to submit a slide and how to tape yourself and send Ms. McCormick a video. So this week, we're going to add in the E. Now, engineering is when there's a problem and the engineer tries to solve it. Today, I had a problem, and the problem was that I have over 700 students, and I need to find a way to make sure they have supplies at home that they can use to create things for engineering. So I know that I don't have enough money to send out things to 700 families and have it delivered. So I thought, what do they already have at home that we could use? And I remembered one of my favorite books, Not a Stick. So I thought, I bet you everybody could take a walk in their yard and find a stick that they could use for today's activity. So I'm going to walk you through using these slideshows step by step on how to do the engineering activity. You may notice on this slide that it says listen to the story by clicking on the link. So I'm going to let you do that on your own, and it will be in the slideshow presentation that will be attached to your assignment today. So we're going to have 3 parts to our lesson for today. 1, this taped video recording where I'll walk you through the directions step by step. 2, the slideshow presentation, which I'm using now, but you'll also see it attached, and you can listen to the story and reread the directions in case you need extra hints. And 3, you're going to record yourself telling me about your nature exploration and also sharing your creation from today. So let's go through the directions step by step so it becomes clearer. The first step is that you're going to go outside and you're going to take a nature walk in your front or backyard, and you're going to use your senses of sight, hearing, and smelling to find animals that live in your yard. On this slide, you're going to see some photos of animals that I found in my own yard. So this morning when I got up, I saw a rabbit hopping across my front yard. There were a black and brown squirrels chasing each other around the yard. I unfortunately smelled a skunk. I heard a sparrow, but I could not see him. I think he was hidden in my pine tree, but I recognized his song. I saw a ladybug on top of one of my flowers, and I noticed a snail underneath one of the leaves in my garden. When I walked to my car to go to school, I tripped over a rock, and underneath it, there was a roly-poly. So those are the things I found in my yard, and you'll have the same chance to take a nature walk in your yard with your family and find out what kind of animals that you can see. Remember, our focus last week was plants, and this week our science exploration is focusing on what type of animals you can see. So I noticed 3 mammals, 1 bird, an insect, and I'm going to let you try to figure out what the snail and roly-poly are, because those are challenging. So that's your challenge for today. Let's go to the next slide. So what I need you to do next when you're outside is to find different sticks and decide which one will work best for your plan. You want something that has an interesting shape and size. You're going to use your senses to observe the stick, so you can smell it, you can feel it, you can see the shape and size, and you can even see if it makes a noise. Then what I want you to do is use your imagination to think what could you turn this into? So engineers use the materials they have to create things. So we're going to start out with the engineering challenge of what can you create from this stick. I'm going to give you a few hints, and when you read the story Not a Stick, it will give you even more hints. So as you use your imagination, you're going to draw a plan of your Not a Stick idea using ABC guidelines on the next slide. I'm going to walk you through those on these two slides to give you some ideas of what you could do. So this is a plan of something that you're actually going to make. So the first week, you're drawing a plan, and then over the next couple of weeks, I'll walk you through the next steps of the engineering design process, and I will teach you how to create what is in your plan. So our long-term goal is whatever you draw in your plan today, you're going to create out of things that you have at home. So I want you to start looking in your recycling bin and around your house or your mail or your flyers that come in, and think, what could you use to create something with a stick? Here are 3 ideas that were in the video that your video story that you're going to watch in the slideshow. And those are by an artist named Cam Platt. So you can see in the first one, there's a flower. So that's not a stick, that's a beautiful flower. The second one is Darth Vader. That's not a stick, that's Darth Vader's lightsaber. And the last one is, that's not a stick, that's a unicorn horn. You may notice that all of these have shown different shapes of what the actual object is. I did a simple demonstration here of the shape of the sticks that I found. But in the illustrations on the plan, you'll notice that it's showing the shape of an actual flower, Darth Vader and his lightsaber, or a unicorn and their horn. You may also notice that the objects are very big. So on the first one, that matches our A for having accurate shapes and details. B is for making it big enough that everyone can see it. C is for colorful, showing the colors that it would be. And D is for adding details. This slide will be available for you in the slideshow directions to remind you about what is needed in the diagram. The only thing I haven't shown you yet is the labels, and I think the best way to do that is to show you some work from one of my students from last year who did a really good job on doing an ABCD diagram. So on this one, instead of it being not a stick, this was from a not a box challenge. And they had to think of something they could create out of a box. And their idea was to make a Starbucks. So here is their plan that is accurate for using the shape of the box and adding in the colors that they need. It's big, it takes up the whole page. It shows colors of how they want to do their Starbucks design. And the D is the details of the labels. So you can see next to each thing, they're labeling it with flag, window, floor, door, flower, fish. So you'll do the same thing on your diagram. The final step for this week's assignment, so the first step was nature exploration. Second step is create your plan, and the last step is going to be to record yourself. When you record yourself, you're going to say your first and last name. You're going to share what animals you observed on your nature walk, and you're going to show your labeled not a stick plan and describe your favorite part of the plan, what you think you did the best. I'm going to demonstrate that using my student's plan. So this is Zainab El-Shadari's plan. And I think I'll make this a little bit larger. Well, that's okay. You can see. And I'm going to share what animals that she saw last year with me. So last year when she did a nature exploration, Zainab also saw a rabbit, and at nighttime she saw something called a possum, that is a mammal with a long skinny tail and a pointed nose. It looks a little bit like a giant rat, but they're very gentle and shy. And she also heard some swooping sounds, and when she looked up, she saw some bats in the sky. The last thing that you do in the video is you show your labeled plan and describe your favorite part. So when Zainab was doing this, her favorite part were the towers. And when she created it, that was one of the features that she liked the best. So please use the 3 parts on Schoology to help yourself. The first part of the directions will be this video. The second part will be the slideshow that has the Not a Stick story that you can click on the blue link to listen to, and it will also have the written directions that we went through in the video, so you can relook at them if you need extra hints. And then the last thing you will do will to be record yourself. I look forward to seeing this assignment sometime next week. And if you need hints on how to finish your other assignments, please send me a message on Schoology, and I will support you however I can. Look forward to seeing you in our live sessions and to getting your submissions online. Have a good rest of the day.